Hey there, it's Olivia-Savannah here from Olivia's Catastrophe, and today I'm here to start a reading vlog. And this vlog is going to be so fun because I am going to be eating donuts and reading Donut Fall in Love by Jackie Lau. And I'm so excited because I'm combining two things I love, books and donuts. So I got a gift card to Crosstown Doughnuts, which is a place that I know do beautiful and wonderful donuts here in the UK, and I've really wanted to try their donuts for a while. Unknown to this, my best friend Yana for my birthday got me a book and a gift card to buy some donuts from Crosstown Doughnuts because she knows how much I love books and how much I love donuts. We actually went on holiday to Ireland together, and she was here in London for a bit, and in the span of a week and a half I think we ate about 6 donuts, or had donuts at 6 different places. It's something that we both really like. So I'm very excited to try out some donuts and read a romance book because I love romance, and it's just like got donuts involved and it's in the title. We're going to eat some donuts and it's going to be a very fun time. It's Saturday morning and I filmed an unhaul and I'm just waiting for the donuts to arrive. I've been tracking them. They say 6 stops until they get here, and I haven't eaten anything yet, even though it's 8:30, which is early for some people on a Saturday, but I woke up at 6, so I'm hungry. I'm hungry and I want my donuts, but I'm not going to eat anything because I'm going to eat donuts for breakfast and I'm going to eat donuts all day. Like literally, I'm just going to eat donuts all day. It's going to be great. And I'm going to start reading this. So in this book, we follow Lindsay and Ryan, and Ryan is an actor and he's back after the promotional tour for his latest film, and his mother suddenly died, and so he is trying to reconnect with his family and support his family, but he's struggling with the grief that he's experiencing and also struggling with a dad who would rather troll him on Twitter than meet him for dim sum. And then Lindsay is a baker and she works in a bakery, and she meets Ryan after Ryan knocks over 2 dozen of her speciality donuts. And they're off to a rocky start, but then Ryan signs up for a celebrity episode of this TV show called Baking to Fail, you know, when they do those kind of cooking shows with celebrity sections to them, and Lindsay agrees to teach him how to bake for it. And so a romance is going to happen. And I'm very excited and it sounds very cute. It's got the baking show element, which everybody seems to be loving right now, but I haven't necessarily tried for myself. It's got grief involved, which is a theme that I'm always interested in reading about, and it's got donuts involved. So we're going to have a good time. Hello, so I'm very excited because my donuts are here, so which means we get to eat them. So these donuts are, yeah, as I said, Crosstown Doughnuts, and they sent 6 donuts. So I got the classic box, which means you can't choose what's in there, but I did get an indication of what's in there, and we've got 2 chocolate truffle donuts, if I'm correct. We've got 2 chocolate truffle donuts, 2 Tongan vanilla bean glazed donuts, and 1 Sri Lankan cinnamon sugar one, and 1 homemade raspberry jam one, and I'm so excited for those last 2 in particular. I don't actually like chocolate that much, and I don't like chocolate flavours unless it's white chocolate, so I'm not going to be a big fan of those, but they did arrive at 10:30 and I've been up since 6, so I'm going to dig right in to these donuts because I'm super excited. We're going to start with a vanilla bean glaze one. That donut, that was really good, and I blazed through it. And I've discovered that eating on camera is the worst thing ever. But the vanilla glazed donut was really, really good. If you're someone who doesn't like their donuts overly sweet, then you're gonna like these ones because the sweetness was all in the topping, and the inside was fluffy and laid and more baked goodish than some of the other donuts that you get where it's just all sweetness. So So it's a really nice balance of the like sweet topping and then the really freshly baked donuts. All of their donuts are baked on the day. And I thought that I would, you know, eat a donut and then talk about the book, and eat a donut and talk about the book, but I'm so hungry. I'm a big breakfast person and this is much later than usual, so I think we're just gonna go right in and try another donut. So I'm gonna try one I'm very excited for. I'm gonna try the raspberry one. Look at all that stuffing ready to come out. Oh my gosh, yes! Homemade raspberry jam. So it's a jam donut and it's gonna be jammy in the middle. I'm so ready for this. Gosh, that jam is amazing. Let's do this in a way that jam doesn't squirt everywhere, if we can manage. The jam is so good. Look at the jam in the middle. Oh, so delicious. I'm back. I finished that jam donut and it was so good once again. The homemade jam was absolutely delicious. And you know how sometimes there's jam donuts and they just don't have enough jam in the middle and you're like, this is just, you know, sad? That's not the case here. Full of jam, really good. Oh, that was so good. Okay, so realistically, I'm looking at this thing of donuts and I'm thinking I could have another one, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. I feel like I could definitely eat another one. But we're gonna have some self-control so we can space out. I was supposed to space these donuts out over 2 days, but it's just not gonna happen, is it? Anyway, the book. Let's talk about the book because we're supposed to be eating donuts and talking about the book. I've washed my hands. There's no stickiness. I'm ready to talk. So I've read the first 25 pages, which is not that much, but I was a bit distracted. But I'm gonna give this book a 5-star prediction. I feel like it's hard to give 5-star predictions before you've actually tried the writing style, because writing style is such an important part of whether or not you enjoy a book. But I've read the first 25 pages and it's a match made in heaven. I really like the way that Jackie Lau writes, and it has a like, even when I was talking about the synopsis, I didn't realize it has a trope that I'm really digging at the moment, which is when a celebrity falls in love with a normal person. And so as soon as I was reading, I was like, oh, this is going to be so good. And the two characters have like met each other and come across each other and had a bad start to start off with, but it was just very, very entertaining and quite a sweet meet cute, even if it was filled with everything absolutely going wrong. And already we can see how these two characters are dealing with loss in their own ways and how important family is to both of them. And they're both dealing with loss, but not necessarily a loss from death. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see how their experience with loss differs, as one is grieving and one is like grieving the absence of someone. So I'm finding that really interesting. It's in both their parental figures, and then yeah, seeing how their two families are both dealing with the consequences of this feeling of loss in very different ways. I just think it's all going to come together quite well. And already in these first 25 pages, it's mentioned an aspect of the book that I didn't expect it would look into, which is what it means to be an Asian actor and to be a celebrity who is Asian, when traditionally Asian roles in films have been the nerdy character or just not the love interest or stereotyped into certain avenues, and what it means for someone who is on the come up and feeling like the weight of being the first Asian actor to do all of these things. And it's only touched on it briefly, but I can see how that is going to be part of this story. I'm very much looking forward to it because that is kind of a theme of identity and culture that I'm really interested in. So it's really ticking all of my boxes at the moment, and I'm very excited to keep reading. And now that the hunger bug isn't hanging over me, I think it's going to be easier for me to keep reading. But before I eat more donuts, before I read more, I'm going to the post office, into the charity shop, because I need to unhaul some books. I've got big stack of books here that I'm about to show you, plus 3 boxes of books to post to friends. So I've got to get those in the post, and I've got to take these 30 books to the charity shop, and I am going to do a bit of browsing myself. The only problem I have is I have no idea how I'm going to carry them, because the journey to the post office is quite a walk away. I'm going to be walking for about 30 minutes the way there and 30 minutes the way back if I'm going post office and charity shop. And I just don't think I have the strength to carry 30 books or the space in my backpack to carry 30 books. back from the charity shop. They were very happy with all the books that I gave them, and I didn't get any books, which is amazing. So my TBR is actually decreased today, even though I didn't, you know, finish a book. That's amazing. I'm so tired. I stayed up all night reading fan fiction, so I'm very, very tired, and I just really want to take a nap. But we're not going to do that. We're not, because I've got to do one more outdoor activity, which is food shopping. But before I do, to treat myself for not having bought any books at the charity shop and actually unhauling all those books and going to the post office and facing the outdoor world, I'm gonna eat a donut and read some more of Donut Fall in Love, because I love those two things. So we have our donut selection, and I think I'm gonna eat one of the chocolate ones. So it's not really a reward because I don't really like chocolate, but you know, they've got to be eaten, and yeah, that's one of the ones we haven't tried yet. So I'm gonna eat a chocolate donut and read, I think, 25 pages, and then make a food shopping list and go food shopping. Oh my gosh, I've got chocolate powder all over myself. I'm trying to get the powder, the like cacao powder off the top because I'm not loving that. The donut is done, and the fact that I didn't hate it is a really good recommendation of the whole thing. Like the fact that I actually ate the whole donut. I managed it. So I guess if you like chocolate, like actually of the chocolate donuts that I've ever tried, I think that was my favourite. I didn't like it still, but if you do like chocolate, I think you're gonna like this donut. I know I don't like chocolate or pizza. I am a crime against humanity. I also had to change my trousers because I spilled like raspberry jam all over them earlier, and now I've got cacao powder like ingrained in these trousers, so they're also a mess. So I should just not wear trousers, clearly. We got our calendar, which we love, with lots of teas, and we're on 8 now, so I've done about 8 vlogs this year. Actually 10, because 2 of them are travel ones, so there was no tea involved. And we've got turmeric gold. What does it say? This is the queen of all herbs. Each sip is a draught of golden power. A golden blend of the finest turmeric, lemon fruit and green tea. Sounds like an interesting combination. Can't go wrong with a bit of lemon. Can't go wrong with some green tea. I'm gonna food shop, make this, read my book, and come back with a reading update. Because we're halfway through the donuts, but we are not halfway through the books. It's the next day and I've read 100 pages of Donut Fall in Love, so I'm going to tell you about the first 100 pages, a third of the book, and it's really, really good. I'm really enjoying it. It's still a 5-star prediction for me. And what I really like about this celebrity normal person romance that feels different from the others is that it's not a secret that he's a celebrity. She knows that he is a famous actor, and it's kind of nice and refreshing because I feel like the plot twist that everything is building up to in these celebrity ex-normal person romances, or at least the ones I've read so far, is that the other person doesn't know that they're a celebrity and it's going to come out. But it's nice to see that not be the main point of conflict in the book, so that's really nice and really refreshing. I was talking about like the ingredients of a donut and how much sugar is involved just as a passing comment, and I flashed back to the thought that I ate 3 donuts yesterday. It also, as I've mentioned, deals heavily with the topic of grief. I'm going through my own grieving process right now, so it's very full on with the emotions, and it was not funny, but I was experiencing something and experiencing those emotions, and then I turned to the book and like read exactly how I was feeling. So I feel like the grief depiction is really accurate and really truly well done. I love the characters. I'm enjoying what we do see of the secondary characters so far, and I feel like in romances it often is that they see each other every single day, and therefore like their romance is very intense and just builds over not a short period of time but shorter than you feel like romances happen in real life. But so far they're kind of seeing each other weekly, and I won't tell you much more than that because I don't want to give anything away, but they're encountering each other weekly for these lessons, and I quite like that. I quite like that it seems to space things out and you get to see them do things other than just their romantic life, which is nice in my opinion. In terms of how we're going with donuts, I'm definitely going to finish the box of donuts before I finish the book, which is fine because it is a both vlog, so once I'm done eating donuts I will just be talking about the book, and I'll keep this vlog going until I finish the book. But in terms of donuts, we have 2 left. What? So if you know how to do maths, there was another chocolate donut here, but I gave it to my flatmate because I wasn't about to eat another chocolate donut. And I'm not a big fan of chocolate and she is. So she ate that donut, and actually today we went to Victoria Park and we had some food together and it was a really nice walk and it's really beautiful and everything. But now I'm gonna post on Instagram and have a nap, but before I do that let's have the only new donut, which is the cinnamon donut. So I'm going to eat this one, and then later on this evening I've planned to eat this one and read my book. And I'm not going to like vlog my opinions on this donut because it's the vanilla glaze that we've had before. But for now, Sri Lankan cinnamon. That is a lot of cinnamon sugar. It's good though, it's good. Not as good as it might have been yesterday because you can tell that this is like a next day donut, which is why I'm determined to eat them both today. But because they make them fresh on the day and that's how they taste best, but still really good. I love this one. I feel like my favourite one was the homemade jam donut. I'm pretty sure this one comes second up for me, and then third up comes the vanilla glaze, and last but not least the chocolate one. Am I missing a flavour? I might be. Oh, I should also tell you about the tea. So the turmeric tea, oh my gosh, it was golden. When they say it tastes like gold and sunshine, they are right, it tasted golden. It was like, the flavours on my tongue, I was just like, yes please. So I really enjoyed that turmeric tea and I will definitely be having it again. It was very good. But I think for now I'm just gonna eat this donut. Okay, it's too small for me to show. Put my eye through it. I'm gonna eat this donut and I'm gonna read my book and just have a chill evening, and I'll probably check in tomorrow when I hopefully hit the 200 page mark. I'm just hopping in to give another update on Donut Fall in Love. Yes, time has passed, my hair colour has changed. We all know what I'm like with books that I'm currently reading and how it takes me some sweet time sometimes. But that is not to the detriment of this book. I am really continuing to enjoy it. I'm just under the halfway mark and I saw something that I really liked, so I thought I would just mention it. I feel like there's not too much I can add because the story is steadily progressing, it's steadily building in terms of attraction between each other and the characters, and I think it's been made pretty obvious that they both fancy each other, but we'll see how things tend to go. But in terms of secondary characters, we met the couple who are going to be the main couple in the second book, and I don't want to give anything away or say too much, but they also ended off starting on the wrong foot again, so I know that's definitely going to be some of the setup to how their romance is going to go in the second book, and I'm also very interested to read that because both of the characters who I know the second book is going to be about are really nice and really interesting and quite entertaining to read. As for Ryan, we also got to see him interact with his best friend. I always love when you get to see best friends slide into the book and start to share a bit, because when you see a friendship and see how someone acts within a friendship, I think it tells a lot about personality. And while we'd met the female characters, Lindsay's friends, quite a bit and see her make new friends in the book already, we hadn't seen Ryan interacting with anybody except his family. So that was also another pleasant thing to see. But other than that, I'm going to keep reading and I'm not going to update you every 50 pages anymore. I'm just going to update you when I actually have thoughts and something to say. Hello, it's been super warm lately and it's been a while, but I have been sleep deprived because I have been reading a lot of Donut Fall in Love and I'm having a very good time with it still, and I just wanted to give you a bit of an update. The first thing I need to say is that I really need to stop having this mindset that I can only read romance after 10 p.m. at night for some reason, because it just means that when I do read a romance book I don't get enough sleep, clearly because I don't stop. at 10:30 like I always say that I will. But as for the book and what I am thinking of it is that it's getting pretty good. We've gotten to the good bit where some of the romantic stuff is kicking off. Now in terms of steamy scenes, there are steamy scenes in this book. Our characters do have some fun with it and it's nice, it's pleasant to read, but I really do think I peaked by finding my two favourite authors for writing steamy scenes pretty early on in my indie romance reading journey, and I think everything since then feels quite tame in comparison, and there was something about the steamy scenes that just feel like they are quickly written and they're not savoured, they're not enjoyed on the page, they're just kind of written in, and that is fine, that is good, that is not all that this book is about. But if you are someone who doesn't want to have too much steam in their steamy scenes, they want to have some light steam, this is what this book is going to give you. So I'll especially recommend it to people who usually read romance without any explicit scenes in them and just want to dip their toes into trying some with a bit more added spiciness, a bit more added steam. That's the kind of romance read I would recommend this to. But in terms of outside of that, what I kind of like about this book is that it feels the most close and most realistic to a real life romantic journey that I've ever read before. And I'm not saying that all those other romances I read couldn't really happen, but in this one it just feels so everyday and casual that it's quite calming, it's quite nice to see, and I like that everyday, very realistic sense to the romance. What elevates that feeling even more is that this book is not just about how the characters work out that they want to be together and that they want to date, and then the book ends once they've finally gotten over their issues and are fully together and they know they can make it work, and then the book ends. Rather than that, I think this book continues where other books would end. So instead of the ending being them getting together, we get to see them get together in this book, and now we get to see what it's like for them trying out a long-term relationship and seeing if they can do it. And that's the part that I'm in now. I like that we continue past where most romance books end. I think that's a good selling point for this book, and that's the only reason why I'm telling you about it. And oh, one last thing that I wanted to mention was that in my mid-year freak out tag video, I said, I don't have a book boyfriend this year, and if I had to choose one, it would be Ryan from this book, but you know, I don't want that for myself. Well, I have changed my mind. I definitely want that for myself. I can now call Ryan Kwok my book boyfriend of the year so far. I tend to only have one every year, and I was getting a bit sad that I hadn't found the one yet, but I found my book boyfriend that I would take from a fictional book in this one, and I'm very, very happy with that. He's so nice, he's so lovely and caring and understanding, and you know, boy got moves, boy got abs, what's wrong with that? So very much enjoying this book. I'm getting flashbacks of Twilight scenes while reading this, but that's just because I want to reread Twilight. Don't compare this book to Twilight. Actually, I wish I never said that. Cut it out. Cut it out. So my friends, I have done it. I was up last night and I finished reading Do Not Fall in Love, and overall I just really enjoyed this romance. It was a very good first book by Jackie Lau, and it will definitely not be my last one. I will say that this is one of those romances where everybody is really nice and everything is really nice and everybody is very understanding, and sometimes they make mistakes, but if they think about things and they talk things through, they get there. So if you're looking for one of those like dark, really spicy romances, this is not necessarily going to be that. But if you're looking for a really sweet romance, sweet because there are donuts involved and they will make you hungry, but also sweet just because the characters are so genuine and nice, then this is definitely one to read. It's not that they don't have to go through any obstacles to make their relationship work, but most of them are just like, I don't want to say straightforward because they do have to overcome them, but they're just very straightforward things that people need to emotionally work through to make a relationship work, and I just had a really good time. This is the kind of feel-good, good vibes only book that I really enjoy reading. Even though it's not good vibes only because there are some emotional moments, I do think it's just a very good read. I really recommend it. I recommend Crosstown Doughnuts, and I recommend this romance, Do Not Fall in Love, and this was a really fun vlog to do. I got to eat good donuts, I got to read a good romance book, and I am very happy. So please let me know in the comment section down below, do you like donuts? And if you do, what is your favorite flavor of donut to have? Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more, and don't you forget to hit the notification bell to be updated every time I have a new video. And you know what they say, onwards and upwards. Excelsior!